So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, I know it's April Fool's today, but these topics aren't related to that. This isn't an April Fool's video, so I just wanted to note that before starting the video, just so you guys know. The stories I wanted to dive into today includes Epic Games having an Unreal Engine 5 event next week, Sony potentially set to have a big acquisition, PSVR 2 is set to have an event soon, and Factions 2 gets interesting possible new details along with new possible information on Naughty Dog's next big single player game. First, comment below what you're playing this weekend. It's been a long while since I've asked this question, and it's always nice to see what everyone is getting into. I'm personally playing Factions 1 as usual, GT7, and a horror game called In Sound Mind, but that's just me. What about you guys? So comment below, what games are you playing this weekend? Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, the Unreal Engine 5 event. Epic Games has revealed that they're set to have an event showcasing updates to Unreal Engine 5 next week. Reading from the Unreal Engine official Twitter account, you're invited. Tune in on April 5th at 11 a.m. ET for our next State of Unreal broadcast live on Twitch and YouTube. They had a bit more information on the official Unreal Engine website stating, join us on April 5th for our State of Unreal live stream where we'll explore what's in store for the future of games and announce some exciting news. So I'm sure most of you know about Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 5 was used to create that Matrix Awakens demo that we played last year, but there hasn't been a full game that's used Unreal Engine 5 that's released as of yet, to my knowledge. If you want to check out the future of graphics for a lot of games, since Unreal Engine in general is one of the most popular engines out there, then I would check this out. I'm personally going to check it out. Stuff like this is always interesting to see in terms of what's possibly set to come down the line, or even as early as later this year. Now diving into the second story of the video, Factions 2 Leak. So Factions 2 is the current name most people use to reference this game because we obviously don't know the actual name of it. Factions 1 was the multiplayer game mode, a part of the original Last of Us. For people who don't know, Factions 2 is the successor to this mode but will be its own standalone title. We've known about this game's existence since 2019 when Naughty Dog confirmed The Last of Us 2 was not going to have a multiplayer mode, and we've been waiting since then to see anything from this game. Earlier reports pointed to The Last of Us remake and Factions 2 set to come out later this year, but when I saw The Last of Us TV show being pushed out to 2023, it feels like The Last of Us remake might not come out until then. That's just a guess on my end. Reports still say this year, but Factions 2 still has the potential to release this year in my opinion. It doesn't need to be releasing alongside the show, but I understand why The Last of Us remake would release alongside the show. They both have the potential again to release this year according to reports. In terms of the potential leaks, this comes from Twitter account Oops Leaks, who's leaked the existence of a new BioShock, which Colin Moriarty, a more credible source, later backed up. Oops Leaks again is back again with possible details for upcoming titles from Naughty Dog. Reading from their Twitter account, Naughty Dog The Last of Us online game planned as a battle royale but got completely rebooted, described as a mix of Tarkov and Division with additional modes inspired by the original Factions multiplayer, single player like experience in online game, free to play, first on PlayStation 5 with further release on PC. There's an upcoming game called The Day Before that my source pointed at what the Last of Us online game looks like at a stretch. Even the logo is quite similar. Don't know if the Battle Royale mode is entirely scrapped, but its existence is not excluded. The game is a flagship PlayStation Live service title that will probably be the first of the 10 that are planned to be released. I expect it to be announced within this year with a release in early 2023. This is just my guess. Then they go on to talk about Naughty Dog's potential new IP. Naughty Dog new IP, next major single player title. Neil Druckmann is not involved. Fantasy setting, at least what it looks like, currently in full production. So Focusing on the Factions 2 stuff first, I haven't played Escape from Tarkov, but I've heard good things for it. I've played a good chunk of the original Division, which I enjoyed, but it felt lacking in certain areas, but I like the idea they were going for with the Division. I really love that this seems to point to traditional multiplayer modes making a return to this new game as well. That's great to hear. Factions 1 multiplayer is still alive nearly 9 years later for a reason. The day before definitely has a lot of people interested in it, including myself, and one of the main reasons why is because it looks like an open world Last of Us game. It's interesting to see the note a single player like experience in an online game from this potential leak, considering Naughty Dog has been pushing that this is a cinematic online title based off their job postings. I'm really curious to see how this works out. The day before is set to release later this year, so I hope Factions 2 makes it this year as well, and I'm happy it's coming to PC at some point to expand that player base. And it's also giving PlayStation players what they want, that exclusivity, so there's going to be some time in between. As for the fantasy new IP, Neil Druckmann has confirmed the studio is working on multiple projects, and we've seen job postings that point to the studio building their next big single player title, so this could be that. Long time rumored sci-fi title Strays Cross could be what's being worked on here, but we'll have to wait a bit on this one since it's probably still a couple of years out. But you guys let me know if you're excited for Factions 2 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the final story of the video, Sony's next major studio buyout and the PlayStation VR 2 event. So this week was teased to be a very big week for PlayStation. It was a big week in the sense that Project Spartacus was revealed. That was exciting for me personally, but there was other news that was supposed to make its way here. Earlier this past weekend, Greg Miller teased that he heard 3 major pieces of news could be revealed this week. Obviously, one of them was Project Spartacus, which was revealed, but the other 2 included a big acquisition and a PlayStation VR 2 event. Reading from Sqaure, Kind of Funny Games host Greg Miller was one of the many industry observers fanning the flames by postponing his PlayStation podcast, although in the ex-IGN's man's defense, he did attempt to temper expectations earlier in the week. Now, speaking after the fact, he's elaborated a little more about what he's heard about these 3 potentially interesting developments. The first one, as mentioned, the PlayStation Plus news, which did come to fruition. The second one was chatter of a PlayStation VR 2 event, presumably for the media. It sounds like the showcase isn't actually happening right now. We certainly didn't get an invite, but it's safe to assume Sony is planning something like that in the near future. The headset was playable behind closed doors at GDC, for example. The third rumor is the tasty one, an acquisition, and it's allegedly really big. Speaking as a part of Kind of Funny Games Daily, both Greg Miller and GamesBeat scribe Jeff Grubb claim to have heard about the same thing. Grubb explained the third one is very difficult to pin down because people can get word on acquisitions, but those who actually know are usually legally bound not to say anything. As the conversation develops, Grubb explains that he's heard it's big, and Miller interjects, so we're sharing information here, but I've heard from 2 separate sources, one of them being a pool of people, that it's big, that it's really big. So it's like, okay, I'm going to delay the PS I Love You podcast and see if that happens this week. So the PSVR 2 event is one I'm excited for, even if it's just for the media. That information will make its way out to the public, so I hope that happens soon. As for the big acquisition, this isn't the first time we've heard of this. Earlier this year, we heard big acquisitions are coming, but no one referenced which platform they were talking about, and now we're seeing references to PlayStation directly from multiple people. Of course, the usual guesses still remain to be Capcom, Konami, or Square Enix. People are really pushing for From Software as of recently. We've also had people guessing at Kojima Productions, with the studio moving to a new location being a possible hint. But while Kojima is definitely significant, I don't know if you'd consider the buy of Kojima Productions equal to a Capcom or Square Enix. Either way, it looks like Sony has bullets in the chamber and is just waiting for the right moment to announce a lot of things, it seems. Let's see how this goes, but you guys let me know who you think Sony could have bought out. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with give us the big news. Obviously, Project Spartacus is definitely still big news in my opinion, but of course, there's more to come. And if you're excited for that, destroy the comment section with give us the big news, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.